Hello, everybody. It is Quest.
The Adventure Game Podcast.
Ooh. So I went in a different direction. So did you. Have fun.
Yeah. Trying to bring a different energy. We've been getting a lot of complaints about
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Oh, yeah.
you got to change this format. You've got to change these hosts.
Oh,
Adventure games are dead. We get a lot of those. How many emails a week are we getting that just say in the subject line in all caps, Adventure games are dead?
Oh, at least 35 every week.
A week.
And that's why I'm here to say this is the last one about an adventure game. Next week, we are unveiling. We're only going to talk about Roller Coaster
Live
Tycoon
service games
2 and live service games. Two great tastes that are together.
Yeah. No, I mean, and the title of the podcast is going to be changing too.
Yeah, go for it, Jess.
No. I think you should.
No.
I think you should reveal.
No, I insist that if you're going to play that little game, you have to have the joke. That's not a yes and.
Okay, here we go. Roller coaster of live service. Roller coaster. Yeah, that's the new theme song. We've been working on it pretty hard.
Yeah. Oh man, I would love to talk about you ever see there's this guy that I follow on YouTube that just like makes Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 videos. Yeah. And it's just like, here's another thing about Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. And they're just like, here's like the longest line you can make. Like they're things like that. They're not like strategy or something like that. It's just like, have you ever wondered what it'd be like if I did this in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2? Well, I did. And I think like every time I see a new one, I'm like, well, that's got to be the last one. Roller Coaster Tycoon's been out for like, I don't know, 26 years, I think. Like maybe not that long, but for a long time. And then a couple weeks later, there it is, another video about something else you could do in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. And so that's why I'm saying fertile ground.
Yeah. We just need to go back and turn all of those videos into podcasts without credit. We'll edit this part out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this won't be in the
edit out.
Cut that.
Note to editor, edit out.
Yeah. Rachel, could you please edit that out when you go back and take a look at this?
Yeah. Cut this. And also my social security number is 7.
That's lucky.
Yeah. It was really lucky. They like when I walked up into the social security office
as a baby.
As a baby. I mean, I had a real big look who's talking type scenario.
Oh, yeah, you've told me about that.
Yeah, I had a look who's talking phase. You could say to me, Ben, and look who's talking, we just hear what the baby's thinking. The baby isn't talking like to say a social security. Yeah, I had a look who's talking phase. Anyway, when I had my look who's talking phase, and I went into the social security office to get my social security card, I just went up to the guy and I said, "Give me a number, Jack." And
point of order, Ben. Yeah. Now, this isn't exactly a look who's talking scenario because, as you said, look who's talking is just thinking these things, whereas you are saying them aloud. Are you saying them in a tiny baby voice or a full-grown man voice?
I was doing it in a Sean Connery voice because I thought it was funny.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, a good Sean Connery is pretty funny.
I was, and it was also It was also 1986. It wasn't quite it wasn't quite a cliche. Like if I walked in as a baby to the social security office,
a baby walks into the social security office,
and I walked up to the counter, and I asked for my social security card, and I started doing a Jack Nicholson. The guy would roll his eyes and be like, "Whoa, oh, geez, pathetic. Come up with something better."
The viewers can't see this, but I'm doing the thing where people put their hand over their forehead as if they're doing a Jack Nicholson impression.
But at that time, like, I mean, now I think if you're doing a Sean Connery, I think that's kind of like tired. But I think at the time, I think you could get a little more away with a Sean Connery instead of a Jack Nicholson. And if that's not true, if I was wrong, I was a fucking baby.
Yeah, I mean, come on. He's
Give me a break.
practically a newborn. Yeah. I mean, I think I want to be very clear here. I never had a look who's talking phase. But I think if I
You're still not
did,
talking.
no, I'm only thinking these things.
Yeah, but then that means that you are having a look who's talking phase.
Oh, wait, I'm having a canonical look who's talking, not your like bootleg look who's talking experience. I think if I had, I would probably try to do Sean Penn, but like the Spicoli voice from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Like, I think I get like the stoner Southern California thing going.
Did you have a Baby Geniuses phase?
The podcast?
No, Baby Geniuses. Wasn't that like another talking baby movie?
Oh, wait. Yes, it has like a baby in sunglasses on the box art, doesn't it?
That's right.
God, where did that come from? Oh no. How did I go from not remembering that existed to being able to remember the movie poster?
I was going to say also he's not wearing sunglasses, like, or at least not the one I'm looking at. He's just wearing like nerdy glasses.
Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah.
I mean, look at this cast. We've got three killers here at the top. Kathleen Turner, Christopher Lloyd, and Kim Cattrall.
Three of the sexiest actors in Hollywood.
Oh yeah. Anyway, you'd be happy to know that Baby Geniuses made over double its budget. Anyway.
Wow. I mean, that makes this a success in my book. Like, Mandalorian and Grogu will be lucky if it can do that this weekend.
Are you going to see it?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean,
I was going to say, you're still going to see it.
Give me that slop. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm going to see that. I'm going to see He-Man, the Masters of the Universe, which actually does look kind of good in a like implausible way. Like that, there's no way there could be a good He-Man movie in the year 2026. It almost looks like it may be okay.
Mm-hmm.
In the way like the Dungeons and Dragons movie turned out to be good, Honor Among Thieves. Did you see that, Ben?
No.
It's pretty good.
I don't really care about Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow. Did you know it's like really influential?
No.
Like, Ben, a lot of the role-playing games that we play today were inspired, at least in part, by Dungeons and Dragons, especially medieval fantasy games. Did you know that Baldur's Gate 3 was inspired in part by Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
It's true. You'll see a thank you in the credits
they
if you stick
invented
around.
dice rolling. Is that the first? I thought Baldur's Gate 3 was the first game to have dice rolling.
It was the first game to ever successfully render dice on screen. All those different faces take a lot of processing power.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You could get like a 6-sided die pretty decent by like 2019, but it took a little longer to like 20 sides. Ben, think about that. That is 5 times as complicated as a 4-sided die.
Fuck, that's complicated enough, Jess. I'm impressed.
Like, try to imagine something at 20 sides. Just do it.
I can't. I've got my eyes closed tightly.
Yeah,
and I'm perspiring.
Yeah, really, the only thing I can think of is a D20. It's really hard to think of other 20-sided items.
You can't think. I could easily think of several other 20-sided items other than a D20.
Yeah, like what else?
Oh,
like the 2 faces of 10 lying congressmen. It's Quest.
The Adventure Game Podcast.
Where we
Garrick.
Yes,
Twitch.
Decaf Jedi on Twitch. This is where we break down all the latest and hottest rumors and gossip. What?
I thought you were just going to say, this is where we break down. Stop.
Yeah, we've broken down.
All right, but anyway, all the latest rumors and goss.
Yeah, all the latest hot goss. Ben, I have a blind item here.
All right, I've got my eyes closed.
All right, this Randy 1980s and 90s software designer is considering an upcoming sequel to his Pipsqueak Lothario series of adventure games. Who do you think that's about?
Is it Less Manly?
No.
Is it well, that's all I mean, I'm pretty much a big Less Manly man.
Yes.
I'm an LMM.
We got that great energy tonight, and I think that's what's going to carry us through this episode. But Ben, before we get carried away on this runaway roller coaster of an absolutely live podcast, what have you been playing?
Jess, I was afraid you were going to ask that.
Yeah.
You know, I like normally you go first. And that gives me plenty of time. You start talking.
Yeah.
And I just kind of start scrolling.
You just go to Steam and you're just like weird bullet hell game or something like that. And it's just like whatever comes up, you're like, yeah, I can read enough of this description, pretend like I've been playing it. Jess is never going to play it. He won't know.
It's true. He won't. I'll tell you what I was playing right before we were streaming, though I don't have enough time on it to render anything like to say, which is that a big dramatic we're gonna fix the game patch came out for Civilization 7 came out this week.
Oh, this is the big one. This is the We're Sorry patch.
The test of time. They put out the We're Sorry patch. And I just played it for like 30 minutes right before we started streaming, and I cannot give you an answer as to whether they fixed. Here's the thing. I've been kind of reading this week to see what the impressions are, and they all seem kind of guardedly positive.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of reading around, and so like in playing, I'm like, oh, this seems like this might be, in the little bit that I played earlier, I was just like, oh, maybe this will be good. Here's the thing, I'm rooting for Civ 7. I'm rooting for this game to be good. I think when a game has a bad launch, I think that the rubberneck, especially if it's like a big franchise title, I think the rubberneck energy of it's just like, look at these idiots try to fix their shitty game.
Yeah, we love it. Yeah, it's like, oh, SimCity let out a bad one. Let's pile on.
And it's very intoxicating. It's a lot of fun to do that. I get it. I understand the appeal.
Yeah, I only do it on indie games.
Oh yeah, of course. And and I'm kind of I think I talked about Civ 7 when it came out on here. Probably, I don't know. I don't remember anything when we do this. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of a light touch with Civ games. I generally am a liker. Anyone that's ever heard me before knows my opinion is like I'm generally I generally do not trust immediate Civ skeptics because they all dumped on Civ 5 and then all dumped on 6, and now those people are all like, oh, if only Civ 7 was like Civ 5 or Civ 6,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so, and of course, any longtime player of Civilization will tell you, it's not really good for a while.
Yeah.
The general rule of thumb among a lot of Civ fans is it's not actually a good game until the second expansion comes
Yeah,
out.
I was going to say the time to enjoy Civ 7 is probably like early 2028, like Q1. Like that's when Civ 7 is going to be the game that we all love.
But it does feel like with this one, it does feel that there was, and I'll say that for as easy a mark as I am for Civ, 5 and 6, I stuck with in the early going and just kept playing it. And then this, like, I played for a little bit and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't know. And then just kind of bounced a bit. And so I'm rooting for them. I want them. I want them to do well, and I think they can. I believe in them.
Going back to Civ 4 or so, I've been running on the delayed purchase system of like waiting for that Game of the Year edition or some sort of bundle and everything, and getting these much
for like
further down the road.
$5. They go so low.
Yeah, no, exactly. And honestly, it's hard not to enjoy them at that price. Like if I play 2 or 3, full length games through on Chieftain or whatever level I'm rocking, I'm pretty happy with the end result. So
I'm an idiot. I've had Civ at release since 4.
Yeah.
And I bought Civ 4 day 1, Civ 5 day 1, Civ 6 day 1, 7 day 1. So it's like now I'm just kind of like, I'm just going to do that because that's just what I do.
Yeah, I think it's okay to have games like that.
I just get them on release date. I don't give a shit. But I don't recommend that to anyone.
For any game. Terrible idea.
Honestly, no.
Well, actually, if there's an indie studio you want to support and buy their game day 1,
I'm speaking
Ben doesn't care as much about that, but for me, I think it's really important that, we don't just support AAA studios, that we also give some of our money to hardworking indie devs. But, Ben does have a lot left over after he buys this extravagant collector's edition of Civ 7 at day of release.
Hey, Jess.
Yeah?
Civ 7.
I was trying to work to it earlier, and I'm like, no, I'm constantly making 6, 7 jokes on here. And Ben never sells it, and I'm just not going to do it today. I'm glad thank you, Ben. Thank you.
I think a little piece of me just died. I feel so nasty. I feel so fucking gross.
Now, I have, Ben, I don't know if I'm breaking this here. I have it on authority from a middle schooler that 41 has now become the cool number, and that 6-7 is
6-7's definitely been done because my mom knows about that.
Yeah, if we know about that,
she's in her 70s.
Yeah, 7-6. Yeah,
I think a little further, maybe.
Yeah, but supposedly 4, but also it's entirely possible that my daughter is trying to confer UNC status on me by giving me outdated information to make me look foolish. So, who's to say?
You know what else I played? Like this weekend, I'll give you something I spent more time with. And yes, it was some... you know what? You know what I played this weekend? I installed on my Steam Deck? Like, I saw it in my library. And I had just such a disgusting itch. Terrible. Terrible. Shameful feeling. I had sitting in my Steam library, I saw Sonic Generations, and I was just like, you know what? I think I want to play Sonic Generations right now. I don't like Sonic Generations. I don't like anything, even if it's like throwbacks. Like, there's almost no non-Genesis Sonic that I like. That includes the other 2D stuff. Like the Sonic Advance stuff, I think is junk. Sorry, I know some of you like it. The Sonic Rush and here's the thing. I've always been looking for that hit again. And it was always bad. the only good other Sonic that I liked was Sonic Mania, which was like hardcore nerds that loved the Genesis Sonic going like, all right, we'll do it exactly that way. And you want to know what? They did. And it was great.
The only Sonic game I really like is at Top Flight Golf. I don't know if you've ever done Top Flight Golf, Ben. It's like the outdoor golfing simulator sort of situation where it's like a big driving range. Mm-hmm. And they have this game you can queue up for that's like an AR Sonic game that puts rings out all over this like driving range. And you get your club and you like hit it through the rings and collect things like that. And like sometimes like Sonic or Amy or Shadow or Knuckles or Jeffy or any of the other characters will go like running around and grabbing stuff in time with the ball that you just like drove for 150 yards. So that's really the only Sonic game I've ever enjoyed. Top Flight Golf, Sonic. Everybody get out there and play that.
Yeah, I don't know. I also played a little bit of Sonic Generations this weekend, and you want to know what? I was like,
I've played so little Sonic. Like I've probably logged more hours in like Sonic All-Star Racers Transformed or whatever that game was than any other Sonic game of all the kart racing game.
I know. You should try out the 3 Genesis Sonics. That might be a fun summer stream for you. Because you know what? They're fun.
Yeah, I think I've told my story of those, like probably on the. I don't know if I have on the podcast. I know I have on the streams. You know, I remember very vividly I was at Sears when the Sega Genesis first came out, and they had a demo kiosk playing Sonic the Hedgehog. And I walked up to it and played about a minute of the first level and just said to myself, this is too fast. I don't like this. And just walked away. I didn't feel like I was in control. And I immediately I've never bounced off a game so quickly than one
really
of the
funny.
most popular and beloved games of all time.
That's such a funny, but you know what? The Genesis Sonics are still not that great either.
Wow.
They're not like Mario Brothers 1 is an incredible game.
Yes.
Sonic 1 is neat.
Mm-hmm. It felt tech demo-y to me, at least on the first level. I didn't appreciate the depth that comes with a Sonic game. I didn't get time to see his idle animation, which I think I would have really loved.
You gotta listen. What if this summer you gotta try it? You gotta play it because I think
I gotta go fast and play.
I get the first 3 Sonics and Knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
And play them this summer, and I think you'll walk away from it thinking, yeah, you know, that was entertaining.
Mm-hmm. I do enjoy fan art, but only the erotic kind.
Oh, well, I've got good news for you. Anyway, what have you been playing, Jess?
Oh, Ben, you know, I have returned recently to a series that I've spent a little bit of time away from.
You're going back to what the fuck is that shooter from Blizzard?
I haven't left that one, Ben. I will never leave Overwatch. It is probably my favorite video game of all time. I just said that. It's maybe real. But I've gone back and been playing The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap.
You were streaming that. I wasn't able to watch.
Yes, I streamed a little bit of it a few years ago and got sidetracked with something. Now I'm coming back to actually play it. I know I've said this on the podcast before, but I adore the Game Boy Advance, the pixel art, the sound. I think for retro-styled games, the GBA has so many little treasures on it, and the Minish Cap is no exception. Of course, those who might not be familiar with this, it's a collaboration with Capcom, so it's Capcom taking the wheel with our boy Link and Zelda.
I think they did most of the portable.
I believe they did.
Zeldas.
I believe they did.
Like the Oracle of Seasons, the Oracle of Time, or whatever.
Yeah.
I think those
and
were also
Four Swords, was that them also?
I'm not much a Zelda head, so I can't. But yeah, I think Anyway, sorry, continue. But
I just love it. It's super charming. It
looks great. I remember that.
Yeah, it was Breath of the Wild that kind of pulled me into Zelda in a serious way for the first time. I'd played the original Zelda as a kid, but as much as I love Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom and Wind Waker is fabulous. The 2D Zeldas just have such a charm to them. They're irresistible to me. Link's Awakening was just a fabulous treat, and I'm really enjoying Minish Cap so far. So cute.
Which ones have you completed?
Okay, let me see if I can remember.
Of all Zeldas, so you've completed Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
Link's Awakening, A Link to the Past, and back in the day, I was part of a tag team with my best friend JP to beat the original Legend of Zelda on NES. So I think that's everything. Did I say Wind Waker in there? Wind Waker. I did. Wind Waker again.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
And loved Wind Waker. Loved every moment of Wind Waker. But the Minish Cap it's got this whole mechanic. No, it's okay, but it's got this mechanic where Link gets shrunk down to teeny tiny size. And just all this adorable pixel art of like giant acorns and stuff. I love it.
It looks really good. It's also always funny when you go and you play, you emulate a GBA game, and that has like that really bright saturated color palette because of the dim screen on the original GBAs. Like every single GBA game has like the brightness, like the screen, right? Like the color saturation turned all the way up. It looks really funny, like once you play like a lot of those on like a normal screen.
And I wonder, I'm betting a lot of the emulators probably have filters that tone that down to a little bit more of what it looked like originally.
No. It has to look insane.
Yeah, no, I like that. No, you don't see me using filters. I'm not a filter guy. I like sharp. I want pixels that I could like slice my finger open on if possible. I want those sharp, crisp pixels. I want to think they would crunch if I ate them.
So, speaking of eating, we have a message. I'm not going to say an email because this is a Spotify comment,
wow.
which you can leave, and maybe I'll see it.
Yes, and if you do want to email us, which is also a great way to communicate, we're questquestpodcast@gmail.com.
Because sometimes Spotify sends me an email when we get comments, and then sometimes they don't, or I just don't see them. Usually, I just don't see them. Anyway, this is.
I get a notification from Spotify when you see them, though, which I think is weird. It says Ben has just looked at a new comment, and I don't even know like how I'm in that loop.
Yeah. So here it is. This is from Matt, and this comment is on last week's 2 weeks ago. Narrative design with Harrison Pink. Good podcast, fellas. Apologies if this has been covered in an earlier pod out, but if not, would you be willing to explain your stance re Simon the Sorcerer sometime, please? Now I wonder if Matt has heard us slag on Simon the Sorcerer, or he just wants us to have a Simon the Sorcerer, like in the way that like we were asked to talk about
Space Quest 4 all the time.
We were asked. Well, I was going to say we talked about Beneath the Steel Sky, and then we did.
Yes,
and it was great. Thank you.
Yeah, people are still talking about that episode.
I am. I had a lot of fun playing that game.
I did too.
So I don't know. So Matt, if because I'm pretty sure we didn't mention Simon the Sorcerer in our Harrison Pink episode. I'm almost positive.
Think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But no, I do think. I mean, we've referenced Simon the Sorcerer a few times
Kind of
as a game,
negatively, yeah.
and as a protagonist, I think a few times that we found to be in that category of like, it's kind of insufferable to spend several hours hanging out with this protagonist. I think if we have talked about, we've usually talked about it negatively. Now, I've played Simon the Sorcerer. I streamed it, I believe, last year. Ben, you haven't played it yet, but you sat in on a few of those streams, right?
I think I watched the entire, maybe missed one or two.
Yeah.
I have not played Simon the Sorcerer, so that's one reason why we haven't done an episode on it. Because, well, I mean, we may get to it. So that means that I would, probably put a little bit of something in it.
We usually don't like build episodes around games we want to dunk on. But I will say, if there was a game I wanted to build an episode to dunk on, Simon the Sorcerer would be a strong candidate. Have we ever had a dunking on game? Like, what have we dunked on really hard?
Well, we didn't like Walking Dead, but we didn't really dunk on that. Like, that was a real, because, yeah, we didn't come into it. Neither of us came into it be like, this game sucks. And I don't think that was...
This isn't our jam. This isn't our genre.
Yeah, like, we were just both like, this is a well-designed game that I do not enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like... Yeah, because I don't know if... Like, because it's like, yeah, I didn't like... Tales from the Borderlands, but again, I wasn't like dunking on it.
Yeah. It was one of those classic Ben
but
windmill dunks from the free throw line.
Here we go. There is one episode where we dunked on the games.
Oh yeah.
But now I don't know why.
I mean, this sounds fun. I mean, that's not the instrument I would have picked, but I mean, it's fine. Yeah. I mean, it does remind you of spring. It's evocative.
All right. I can't do this. All right.
Now, but for listeners who may not be familiar with that, that's the Beverly Hills Beverly Hills Cops, no, Beverly Hillbillies capstone point and click adventure game. One of its fine soundtrack songs.
But I think that's the only one that we really like kind of took a big dump on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, like, I think there are some schools on Simon the Sorcerer. I know that it does have a lot of really big fans. I know that
fans.
Many of its big fans are more fans of Simon the Sorcerer 2, is my understanding. I don't know.
Less Simon the Sorcerer 3D, as I understand it.
No, they love Simon the Sorcerer 3D.
Yeah, none of that 3D.
I mean, I think also, like, Jess, you and I don't like. Neither of us are Red Dwarvesmen.
No.
And so, like, the excitement of having that guy from Red Dwarf voice it, which, like, every time when you were streaming Simon the Sorcerer, or like someone would pop in, like they would go, "Oh, someone's playing Simon the Sorcerer," like someone that had never watched your stream.
Yes,
and then they would pop in. This has to have happened at least 3 times, but I'm gonna say more than 3 times. Someone would pop in and be like, "Hey, did you know that the voice of Simon is the guy that did this guy in Red Dwarf?" And it's like, that must be really exciting. If I was a Red Dwarfsman,
yes,
I would be like, wow, it's the guy from Red Dwarf. He's so delightful.
And he's in this game.
He's so delightful.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, like, neither of us have that. Like, I think it's just a game that neither you nor I particular have like kind of a built-in fondness, and it's one that's kind of tough to come to late.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I would imagine the same could be said about a game that both of us do enjoy, the original Discworld. I think if I didn't bring my affection for
I
Pratchett
don't think I
to
enjoyed
that
this
game.
world. What are you talking about? That game. I mean, I don't
We
hate
didn't
it.
hate that game. Like, I like it. I like it much more than Simon the Sorcerer.
Oh yeah, Simon the
If you're
Sorcerer.
gonna give me an incompetent sorcerer or wizard wizard game, I'll take Discworld any day.
Yeah.
Give me
Anyway,
that
so yeah, maybe we'll
Discworld.
have an episode. But yeah, that's kind of like it's a really big world, and Simon's kind of mean, and we don't have that built-in.
There's a lot of walking back and forth.
There's a lot of like it's a the like it.
Do you remember the part where you meet Gollum?
Yes, of course.
And it's not even like a joke. It's just Gollum, and he like comes out
it
and
was
says,
just exciting back then to have a Lord of the
"I'm
Rings.
Gollum."
Like
Yeah,
people would just write Frodo lives, and that was exciting. You know.
yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah. But does he really live?
No, he fucking died. He got he got the shits, and he had one of those massive Hobbit meals. He shat himself to death.
Is that in the Silmarillion? Where does that come up?
It's in one of the books. It's in one of the main not Lord of the Rings books. It's that there's a big meal and somebody left out like some fucking Hobbit meal for over 3 hours, and there was a food disease in the meat.
Really?
And Frodo ate all of it and just shat himself. Like his whole fucking lower intestine just flew right out his asshole.
Like the elves couldn't help?
Oh no! Well, the elves had already left. This is after Lord of the Rings. The elves had already
sailed
like, past the veil.
Oh wow! Yeah, wow.
And the dwarves, they were off in the mines again. And
their greed didn't get away from them.
They were off rebuilding their kingdoms.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so the hobbits were pretty much on their own. And that's when Frodo shat himself to death.
How did Samwise handle that?
Oh, not well. Not well. Especially because he was at the same meal, but it didn't kill him.
Oh,
it was just very unpleasant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ben, I wasn't aware of any of this, but I'm looking it up on the wiki now.
Yeah.
It's right there. It says Frodo, cause of death, shit himself.
Yeah, shits himself to death. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's because J.R.R. Tolkien knew someone that happened to.
In the trenches in World War I, right?
Yeah. He saw that happen to someone in World War I. That was actually that he said that was the most horrifying thing he saw during World War I.
Well, I mean, I think it would be for anybody to see someone like literally lose their bowels to a point of dying.
Oh, all right. Anyway, so today we're talking about Firewatch by Campo Santo, 2016, 10 years old.
Hard to believe, impossible to believe, in fact. Ben, could you revise that date, please?
Imagine if someone that worked on this game, that worked on the very, very good game,
yes,
Firewatch,
the fantastic game,
and they're like, these guys that do an adventure game podcast, did one about Firewatch. How nice!
How did
maybe I'll listen. And they're hitting the skip 15. They're like, okay, they're talking about this shit. All right, okay, all right. They're talking about like Civilization and then Sonic. Like, all right, and then like skip. All right, surely they'll get to Firewatch. And then they just hear like me finish a fucking thing about Frodo shitting himself to death, and then it's so Firewatch. So
let's get a clean one.
Firewatch too. Yeah. Anyway,
you know what's a great video game?
What?
Firewatch.
All right,
the 2016 adventure game from Campo Santo.
10 years young. That was shocking to me. That was shocking to me.
Troubling.
Like, yeah, I mean, that was I can't fucking believe that that Firewatch is 10 years old. That is very strange. And I didn't know until I opened it up to replay it. And the nice thing about prepping for this podcast, for Firewatch, is that this is like a 3 to 4 hour game. So like I knocked this out last night and today, like not a problem. Didn't even like wasn't even like sweating
Yeah.
it. Like it was just like, all right, yeah, I'm coming up towards the end. Um, but so when I opened it up, I like looked and my save games were from 2016. So
Oh,
it's
wow. So
like
you played this at release.
played this at release.
I didn't
But
play it
see,
until years later.
so Mr. Making fun of me and being like, "Oh, Ben doesn't." I bought it at fucking release. I supported them. Where were you?
Yeah. What else came out in 2016? Oh yeah, Overwatch.
But
And plus, I was making StairQuest. I was at my computer doing all the art and sound and programming for StairQuest.
so Firewatch is a game where, and we're going to get a little well, I think no, we'll get fully spoilery. I'll say it, but not yet. We'll do that a little later.
We'll let you know when it's coming. You're not going to get blindsided with the deep spoilers.
Yeah. Like if
We'll
you're
give you a heads up.
I will talk about the beginning and general idea of the game right now. So if you're someone that is like, oh, he said there's a fire in Firewatch,
Well, just
then you
watch.
should stop.
Don't
Anyway,
watch. Listen. Don't listen either.
yeah, what are you doing here? Anyway, so in Firewatch, you are Henry, a middle-aged man who during like the beginning of the game, it's introduced like that after uh, uh caring, like trying to care for your wife who had early onset dementia in her 40s, which is terrifying to think about.
Yes.
uh Absolutely terrifying to think about. um uh like you like eventually the weight and the stress of caring for her is entirely too much. Her family scoops her up. This is explained, and we'll discuss this a little further in a kind of Twine-esque choose your
Mhm.
own adventure at the start of the game. And so you decide to run away from all of your problems. You Hakuna Matata into a like into Yellowstone National Forest, uh, and sit alone, like with a summer job in a Firewatch tower, where you are supposed to just sit there and make sure there are no fires, and you are in like in walkie-talkie contact with your boss, this woman Delilah. And that's essentially it. But of course, over the course of the game, you know, strange things happen.
Strange occurrences.
Yeah.
Strange, very strange things.
So that's Firewatch. It is a you know, what would be, I guess, derisively called a walking simulator, a hiking simulator. Probably someone said a million times in reviews in 2016, I'm sure. Just have you played what other, like, so the canonical walking sims, it like Gone Home,
Yes, played
which
it.
you and I have played. Then I was thinking of the other ones, like I think what, like Dear Esther, which I have not played.
No.
I know we've both played the Stanley Parable.
Yes.
That's a big one. Jazz Punk. Did you ever play that?
No, I didn't.
That one was a lot of fun. Jazz Punk. I'm trying to think. What are I? Let me check my notes here. I wrote down a couple
Would
more.
we throw What Remains of Edith Finch?
Never
in
played
there?
that, so I couldn't tell you.
No, I believe that is a walking sim as well. This one reminds me a lot of Gone Home. I played Gone Home a little closer to release. This one I played much later, but both of them I came into totally unaware of what I was about to play, other than the fact that they were critically acclaimed and
Mm.
beloved. And I totally misread where both of those games were going to go. Gone Home, I spent my entire playthrough expecting like a ghost or something
Yes.
to eventually pop up. And granted, it is working overtime to establish a somewhat spooky atmosphere in a dark, stormy night kind of way. And I was sure playing Gone Home knowing nothing about it. It's like, here's where the ghosts come out. And this game more actively tries to stoke a little bit of your paranoia on you. But certainly, I had no idea if this was going to turn out to be something supernatural. I had no idea if this was going to turn out how much of it could be in Henry's head. And it really subverted a lot of the weird expectations I brought to the table when I played Firewatch.
Yeah, no, it's I was going to say these two games have a lot in common in the sense of like both the genre, but also that they play with kind of horror tropes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a large part of it is that like they're both about like how scary it is to be alone.
Yes.
And that's scary enough. There are scary things that happen in this, more scary things, I would say. Like I wouldn't call this a horror game, but like more like kind of like, oh, what was that? Whereas it's
Yes.
like the scariest thing that happens in Gone Home is a light bulb like goes out. If you
Yes.
remember.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's their little jump scare in Gone Home. Like this has like little moments where it's just like, oh,
I'm being
ooh,
followed.
ooh, ah, ooh. And um and I think that's just funny. Like it's that these two games kind of play like again, I would call neither of these games kind of horror games. I would say the emotion that both Gone Home and Firewatch draw out of me are kind of a deep melancholy.
Yes. A loneliness, a melancholy.
Because it's like I mean, you know, both of them and like both of them are about like in Firewatch. So let's talk a little bit about this choose your own adventure beginning. Because Firewatch ups you at the beginning, which is to say what the Pixar cartoon
Oh, it
uh,
ups you hardcore. Yeah.
it ups you at the beginning where
Up
like
yours.
yeah, where it's like it's 1975 and you're drunk at a bar and you see a beautiful woman like and it has like this you meeting the woman who becomes your wife and falling in love, this really, you know, very sweet like beautiful story. And it's like when you're playing it, it's such a straightforward like love story that you're like again there's kind of a horror thing because it's like well nothing no story no like narrative that's in anything, be it a game or a film or a book or whatever, is going to start with it's like these two met and they fell in love
And they
and
were happy forever.
and
And nothing
they were
happened.
really happy. Like
Yeah.
which is exactly how it goes. And so it's like when I was playing it again like last night, I didn't remember because it's been, you know, 10 years.
Yeah.
And so I didn't like I remembered that there is some sort of tragedy uh that you know that he was kind of running away from. And uh like and so I'm just like kind of like white knuckling. I'm like, oh, what sort of horrible thing. And I remember when I was playing it the first time, like feeling the same way. It's just like, okay, like what horrible thing is going to happen?
Yeah.
Like
We're speeding
when
toward
is she going to
disaster.
get like hit by a bus or something? Like, and then it's just like, and then it's this description of her like getting early onset Alzheimer's, and it's just devastating.
It's heartbreak. It
It's
is, yeah,
really, really,
terrifying.
really like you read it and you're just like, oh, this is not only like scary, but it's also heartbreaking for these characters that I am barely introduced to.
Yeah, that I met like 5 minutes ago in text form largely.
Yeah, and in text form, that's like 3 sentences.
Yes.
Like, and this is intercut with Henry getting out of his, like, riding an elevator, driving his car, and then hiking through to his Firewatch tower, which is like, I think like a 2-day hike or some shit. Like, it, it is Henry, is reliving everything that got him to this point, as he arrives at his remote outpost far away from everybody, except for some annoying teens.
So annoying. I mean, and they are everywhere. There's nowhere you can go to escape annoying teens.
Yeah, they just find their way. They just start firing off fireworks, and it's just like, you
teens
assholes.
Find a way.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, and at the core of the game is this relationship that you develop with your supervisor, Delilah, who you never meet face to face. All of your conversations are happening over walkie-talkies as she gives you, assignments to go like check on a fence that's broken, and you chat with her and share bits of your life and learn about one another and learn about maybe some of the stuff she's hiding away from, and get this really amazing relationship that I think is at the core of the game. And this is what the game gets all the praise for, right?
Yeah,
it's a great looking game, amazing score. Everything about this game is 10s across the board. But I think this relationship with Delilah is what gets a lot of the attention.
Yeah, that's what the heart of the game is. And like, one big part of it is that it's 2 incredible performances, like voice performances. I know that, and I don't have their names. It's like Harry Crane from Mad Men and someone else.
Nailed it.
Got it. Are you pulling that up, Jess? I see you.
Working on it. Oh no. How do I not have this in my notes either?
Firewatch voices. Like, I'm just gonna type that. It's Rich Summer and Sissy Jones.
Oh yeah. Do you want to get that clean?
No.
All right, there you go.
But like, it's these 2 extremely good like voice performances. They both put so much into it. Like, and they're both like funny and kind of sad, and in the tense moments in the game, they're very tense. It's like really impressive voice performances.
Yeah, there are moments where it feels like Delilah is the only person that you can trust. And then, at least from my playthrough, there are a few moments where I started to ask myself, it's like, oh, am I 100% sure I can trust Delilah? Which is a fun little subversion there as well. I mean, it's just a lovely relationship that is built here entirely through the dialogue that's happening over walkie-talkies the entire time.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good, like, it's just essentially a 2-hander with these characters, and you get like little tiny bits of other voice like other characters every now and again, but mostly it's these 2. And also it's like there's like the way that you respond to her can, like, I guess, change. I haven't played the game enough to really know how it can be, very different in one way or another. And I don't think it's like, the game is always, I think, going to follow the same. Like, I don't think this is But
Now,
I think
in my
you're
ending, she turns out to be a werewolf. Was
yeah.
that the case in yours?
Oh no. But I think the way that your like relationship, the way that you talk to each other can change. Like
Mhm.
there's little things like that you'll refer to over like or that you'll both refer to uh
Yes.
over the course of it. Um one so and that's a funny thing because when I revisited this game and even when I because like when I was like, all right, Jess, how about we do Firewatch? That'd be fun. Like I was just kind of like, yeah, I remember Firewatch. It's like there's a bunch of trails and you talk to somebody on the walkie-talkie and
Trees
then
everywhere. So
yeah.
many trees.
And I remember like some of the the plot, which we'll save for a little bit. Like I remembered a little bit of it, but most of it I was just like, yeah, like I just mostly remembered walking around the forest and talking to this woman.
I remember the vibes, but I'd forgotten a lot of the plot until I went back to review it.
And like that was really that was really interesting to me was it's like the having now just replayed all of it, like the plot is fun and interesting and it did serve to pull me through the game. Like it
Mhm.
was like it's very suspenseful, but it's like in a couple years time I'm not going to remember the plot again.
It's yeah, I
um
mean, it's not the main attraction, but I do think, like you said, I think without it pulling you forward, it might be easy to, sort of like once you get the idea, it's like, okay, I see how this game works. These two get to know each other over walkie talkies to maybe not keep pushing ahead with it once you kind of get a feel for it. I do think that the plot that begins to unfold that adds that suspense element really keeps you sticking around for more walking and talking and walkie talkieing.
and it adds a sense of urgency,
Yes.
um w- which like in the game if you don't need that urgency, the game also has just a you can walk in the forest mode. um
Yes, which is very satisfying in the game. I mean, call it a walking simulator, but the walking mechanics are fantastic. It's a beautiful game to walk through and simply enjoy the autumnal nature of it all.
well, especially because it's in the summer.
Yeah, well, I mean, the color palette to me, I guess. I mean, it's like
There,
lots of oranges.
I'm funning you.
Ben,
There are sections where it's all golden hour and everything
yeah,
is just orange.
yes.
Is what I believe you are.
Yes,
Uh,
that's more what I'm going for. Yes, the color that I think of when I think of Firewatch is orange.
it is a very orange. There are like that is a thing about the game, which so the like certain parts of the forest have like certain I think like kind of shaders or
Yeah,
whatever like to kind of inform the color palette. But also like over the course of the game as you're exploring, like it will put you at different times of day, or there's like the end game puts you uh I I don't think it's a like I don't think this is a spoiler, but like there will be fire conditions
what?
in the game called Firewatch.
Yeah, you've been watching the whole time.
Wouldn't it be really disappointing if the game Firewatch didn't have a single fire in it?
Absolutely. I mean, that would
That
be a
would be
real
really
letdown.
weird. Of course, like
And
if you're shocked by the spoiler that
mhm,
towards the end of Firewatch there's a fire, like I'm
yeah.
sorry. Like it's like,
Now, what you might not expect is that it started by a demon who has arisen from hell.
but you know what I was also thinking about when I played this, and I wonder what I would have how I would have felt um is like very unintentionally on the point of the developers, because this came out in 2016, but it did really make me think about my COVID experience in 2020,
Ah,
because it's a game about being isolated and you could hear someone's voice, but you cannot see them.
yes. Yes.
Which, like, for me and for many other people, and for like, even like, because for me, Jess, I was living alone in an apartment,
Yeah.
and I did not interact with, like, I didn't have really a bubble.
And for
Um,
you, I mean, you're the kind of person that since the time you were a baby, you were going out and talking to people and going places like the Social Security office.
yeah.
So this was especially tough on you.
Like, I had I had a couple friends that I would like go and hang out at a distance with in a nearby park, and then and you can hear me explain a little bit more about this on the podcast Judge John Hodgman. But I also set up a Discord
Mhm.
where a bunch of my friends kept in touch. And one of the ways that we kept in touch was with the Bad Movie Night. Check out the episode of Judge John Hodgman. Myself and my friend Grayson were on.
Mhm.
What was the name?
You're now enemy.
Well, it's true, and I won't spoil how that one ends either.
There's also a fire.
There is also a fire.
Grayson sets one in the studio to try to get out of the case when he sees he's not going well. You
It
know.
is the episode Trivial Lawsuit from in Judge John Hodgman. So
Mm. And we're hoping to get Judge John Hodgman on our podcast soon. I'm assuming he'll be happy to return the favor.
yes, yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. But anyway,
Yeah, you did remember to
uh,
mention it, right? What do you think the odds that John Hodgman has played at least one King's Quest star?
I think they're pretty good.
I think they're like nearing
He's a
100%.
PC.
John
after all.
Hodgman, yeah, he is a PC. If he were a Mac, he probably played like Deja Vu or Shadowgate or something like
He's
that.
like, I played the original Marathon.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Ask Justin Long. But John Hodgman, famed author, podcaster, actor, comedian, I think I can say with 95% confidence has played not only a King's Quest game, but a parser based King's Quest game.
It just seems likely. It just
Yeah.
seems likely.
It seems very likely.
That just seems like something that that has happened. But anyway, back to but yeah, like, I mean, in 2020 I was alone in my apartment. I did not, like, other than like my two friends I met with in the park at a distance. I didn't see anyone, and so mostly I was like on like Discord voice and video chats
Mm-hmm.
with people, and that's kind of, it was a very, and so it's like I was getting those feelings playing Firewatch this time. This feeling of
Interesting.
being in this place, and in a place where I have stuff to do, because it's like, in 2020, like, it's like I still had, I could play all these fucking games. I had my Switch, I had my computer, like, I had a lot of things to do, but I couldn't see anyone, largely.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and it revisiting Firewatch really, like, kind of put me back in that place where it's just like alone but not alone, you know.
Yeah. No, and it absolutely captures that vibe. Because I mean, again, you become increasingly, I feel like as I played through this, like reliant on that next call from Delilah. Like you need that point of contact. And when you can't reach her, that's when things start getting like very suspenseful and very scary because at some level, and we're maybe getting closer to where we'll want to start talking about some spoilers here, but definitely once paranoia begins to set in with Henry, and once these mysterious circumstances start piling up, you know, glancing someone off in the distance watching you, coming back to your Firewatch tower and finding it ransacked, and some of these other events. Once those start to pile up, you really get into this world of, you know, is there some sort of, you know, vast conspiracy afoot? Is possibly Henry losing it? Is you know, is this again just a bunch of rowdy teenagers being rowdy teenagers?
Yeah. You know, it's just really like um when uh and here's here's a question for you. Have you ever gone like this level of involved hiking?
No, no, oh no, Ben, no, no. I do everything in my power to not be outdoors, certainly overnight. Like overnight camping situation, not if I can help it. Actually, all of my friends in college were like avid campers, and this legitimately created a rift between my friends and I. That eventually I was just like, I bought all this stupid camping gear. I go out there and hang out with you guys, and I don't sleep a moment of the night.
Mm.
I hate camping. I'm never going again. And it like became like a weird, like, why won't Jess camp with us anymore? It's like, because camping's terrible. And you know what's always precedes camping? Hiking.
I
Um,
love hiking.
I don't mind hiking. Hiking,
Hiking's fun.
I want to hike on a loop. I want to take a hike that loops me back to the parking lot that I started in, and ideally doesn't take more than 3 to 4 hours.
You know,
That's my hike.
the one of the challenges of hiking is like if you go hiking with hikers,
Mm-hmm.
they'll like, you know, I'll always say like give me something like easy or medium. Like it's like I'm in pretty okay shape. Like, you know, like I could probably, I'm not much a hiker, but like I could probably tolerate something. And then they throw you in. It's like, yeah, I got the perfect one, and then they throw you in a very difficult hike.
Yeah.
That happened to
Yeah.
me.
You're on the
Um
Black Diamond.
and um so, you know, Jess, I'm a member. I can't say that I hate camping, but I will say that I haven't had a good time camping as an adult. Like I
Yeah.
love the concept of camping a lot more, like, but also I too own a tent that I've only used once.
Yeah.
Um,
I've glamped a few times in
no, I
like
haven't.
luxury yurts.
But
Luxury yurts.
I so
Luxury yurts.
there's so my friends will sometimes go camping in the middle of Wisconsin, because there's a lot of good campgrounds there. And at this point, they haven't even they've stopped inviting. Like they figured out, don't
Mm-hmm.
invite Ben. Because the last time I went, it was like one of those. I think it was like late September, early October, and it was one of those things where it was like the weekend before it was like 80 degrees, like, you know, late, like, you know, kind of late to be that warm. But then the next weekend, it was 30 during the day,
Ah, yes.
which means that at night it dropped down into the tens.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, and so that was miserable, and I also didn't fall asleep because it was
That's
too
the
cold,
worst.
and
That's the worst.
it was terrible because also I was laying in my frigid sleeping bag in this frigid tent in this frigid forest, and feeling mad. I was tired and I was cold and I was mad.
I'm cranky if I'm not getting my sleep.
Yeah.
The last time I went camping, the last time I camped overnight was back in college, and it was with this group of the friends that I hung out with in college. And I think we've talked about this before. You know, there's the guy in every friend group that kind of gets picked on, and in this friend group, it was my friend Ed. And on this last camping trip, all the other guys I was out there with, there were like 6 or 7 of us, thought it would be hilarious to bring a bunch of regular mushrooms, which they would then consume and give to Ed and pretend like they were psychedelic mushrooms.
This sucks.
And
I don't like this prank. This is mean.
He has a freak out because they're not working on him and they're working on everyone else. And he takes more and more of these regular mushrooms to no effect. And then eventually starts acting like there is an effect. And then everybody's just laughing at him. It's like, you fool, you nincompoop.
This is mean. I can't.
This is incredibly, this bullying.
I can't sign on to that.
I was so just like, you can't do this. I went on a hike because I was tired of sitting through this.
I also
this is horrible.
Want to give Ed a little advice.
Just keep taking them. They'll kick in eventually.
Is never do that. If you believe that is an intoxicating thing and it hasn't started to kick in, the solution isn't keep taking it until you feel it. Because here's the thing: once you feel it, you're going to be like hit like a fucking freight train. Like if those were real mushrooms, Ed would be.
He would be on a roller coaster, and that's one live service you want to unsubscribe from.
Anyway,
I mean, it was incredibly cruel, and there's no scene like that anywhere in Firewatch.
I want to say before we pivot back to the game, which was near the campground. I have to talk about this. I just have to. I must. Okay. I must talk about this.
Ben,
Jess, open up your a new browser tab because I want you to look up this place.
Okay.
We're not too far from the campground that we were staying.
Not too far.
No, not this part.
From the. Okay, not this part.
Oh, brother.
Keep going.
We stayed.
Brother, where art
not
thou?
Not too far from the campground.
Not too far.
Was a hotel that I kept.
Was a hotel that I.
Let me finish my fucking sentence. Not too far from the campground. There was a hotel that I kept threatening to go to. That was a couples only hotel.
Those exist?
Yeah. And it's called the Don Q Inn. Please look up the Don Q Inn, Wisconsin. It's called the Don Q Inn.
Okay, it's lovely.
So you look at there's that plane on the front lawn. So do me a kindness here.
Oh wow.
Let's check what
these rooms.
Oh, what's so interesting? What about the rooms?
Well, this is themed. Like, I'm looking one here that looks like a palatial Roman bath. Here's one that looks like it has a hot air balloon built into the room. Here is is that a submarine? Here's one with a big round bed in like a cave made out of the kind of stone that they use in putt-putt courses.
So here I'm gonna if you go to donqn.net, which and under rooms and amenities, it will show you there are fantasy suites, original theme suites, and then just standard hotel rooms if you're boring.
Oh my gosh, I
did not stay at one of these, but I do want to say This is I invite the listeners to please go to this website because
Ben, could you tell me which fantasy suite you would stay in?
so here's the fun thing is that like some of these are like what I would call like maybe kind of traditional kind of romance, like weird 60s 70s romance. Like there's Cupid's
Leisure
Corner.
Suit Larry type thing.
Yeah,
that's like a Leisure Suit Larry scene.
There's this one that's called Cupid's Corner, which has like a heart bed and a mirror above the bed.
What's that for?
I don't know. There's like Casino Royale, which has like, you know, like kind of a like the garish casino look. Honestly, this room looks hideous. But then here's the thing. Then there are rooms that have no real like kind of like let's say kind of let's say traditional sexiness where they allow you to use your imagination as a canvas and how you'll perform in these bedrooms. And so here's a few. The one that I would pick, Jess, is of course Tranquility Base #1, which has a recreation of the Gemini space capsule. But also, as you said earlier, there's Up, Up and Away, which is which has a fake hot air balloon.
Ben, you wouldn't go straight to Sherwood Forest?
There's Sherwood Forest, of course. There's Northern Lights, which has a fake igloo in it.
Yeah, romantic.
There's I mean, I guess this one there's this one which is just the Blue Room.
Oh man, the Blue Room. Where's that? Is that original?
That's under original theme suites. Not that Ben, not that interesting.
Can I give some feedback?
Yeah.
The Blue Room could be more blue.
It absolutely could be way more blue.
Like I feel like if I looked at this room, I would call it the white and blue room. I feel like white is a more prominent color here than blue. Like I want this thing all painted like blue screen blue, head like floor to ceiling, all the furniture is just a solid matte royal blue. I want to feel like I'm mostly in special effects land.
But anyway, yeah, what I'm saying is it's like I should have, because I kept threatening that whole weekend. I'm gonna leave and go to the Don QN. I'm gonna stay.
Couples only, huh?
I don't know if it's couples only or not, but they're like, I mean, it's
how amazing would it be to roll in and just get like one of those very sexy suites as a single guest? It's like I'd like Cupid's Corner. I love, and I want to experience that.
I'm looking at Tranquility Base. This is so cheap. Like there's this like crappy like astronaut like standee like over what looks to be the windows in the air conditioner unit. And then there's just like a print poster on the wall of Saturn.
Ben, if you and I this weekend wanted to go and get the Northern Lights igloo experience, how much do you think that would run us per night? Because I'm on the booking screen for 2 guests.
You know, we haven't done the prices right in a while.
We haven't. Okay. What is the price per night in
May? I
May?
really want to impress on you that this is like middle of nowhere. Though I don't think you're that far from House on the Rock, which is pretty cool.
So what do you think? One night in an igloo theme.
What? Give me a day. Like you said this weekend.
This weekend.
All right, so it's a holiday weekend. The official kickoff of summer.
Yes.
So we're entering the peak season.
We're entering the peak season.
Oh man,
I believe this is their
I'm gonna say
their most expensive booking for the weekend is the Northern Lights Suite.
Really?
With, I have to emphasize again, an igloo.
Let me open up. Let me open. And I can't emphasize enough. This is not the igloo is where the bed is, by the way, which is like a like an octagon, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that will cost you $300 American a night.
Ben, it's a bargain at $196.
That's still too much, but that's not that bad.
I mean, you could like find like Marriott suites that would be more than that.
Oh yeah. I've paid more than that, but you have
I
to
played like more than that, like at a La Quinta.
This is in Dodgeville, Wisconsin. This is not like
would I fly into Chicago and we drive over, or would I fly to Madison for this? Like, what would be the best
you
way?
would absolutely fly into Madison.
Okay.
Fly into, let's see. Yeah, Madison is closer. And then but again, you're not that far from the House on the Rock, which is a very famous tourist attraction. So there is that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, okay. Firewatch. I had to, once I felt the tug of talking about the Don QN, we had to go there.
We had to get out of our systems. It was going to come up eventually one way or another on this podcast, and probably this was the most on topic it was ever going to be.
So all right, let's enter spoilers. Let's do it.
It's spoiler time. Spoiler, 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 spoiler.
I still have that queued up from last week. Spoiler, spoiler. Spoiler, spoiler.
Dun, dun,
all right. So I want to talk a little bit about not even just saying straight up like the spoiler, but I want to have like discussions that are kind of informed by everything in the game. And one of them is, it's like, what are the themes? Like kind of what is this game exploring? And it's like, and this was already like touched on, but it's like grief, acceptance, aging.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, Henry says to Delilah, at least my Henry said to Delilah, it's like, like she says, what do you look like? Which that dialogue is a lot of fun, because how you describe yourself, you see her doodle of how you describe yourself based off of the object, like so that's one of the big choices matters.
That is, yeah.
But like, Henry says this thing that kind of knocked me out a little bit when I was playing it, which was, he's like, what do your eyes look like? And he says something like tired, and she's like, what? And he goes, like, I just look in a mirror and I just see young me, except I look very tired. And she's like, no, you look distinguished. Like, but like, as somebody that is approaching his age, I'm starting to understand that.
Yeah. I mean, the secret is we're all actually very tired.
Yeah. But like, it's, so in the game, to refresh, if you don't mind the spoiler, or it's been a minute since you played it, the antagonist is like, it's revealed at the end of the game that the antagonist is this guy who 3 years ago was in that same Firewatch tower, and he was in it with his son, and while like they were caving, his son, who didn't want to be there and didn't want to cave
and wasn't supposed to be there, this was against the rules.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like fell to his death, and the like the grief of that, but also the inability to confront it, because it's like towards the end of the game, you just find his desiccated corpse wearing the same clothes that he's wearing, like just at the bottom of like this tall thing in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he's not even buried.
Right.
He just left the body there. Like he just fled it. And so it's like, in a way, like the game is kind of like, putting uh uh is putting Henry, like, and this guy, like, kind of, you know like, kind of pitting these two, like, it's like, this is how avoiding a family tragedy, like, this is what it could do to you.
Yes, because that is, I think, the big theme of this is like the cost of hiding from responsibility.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Henry's dealing with it. Delilah's dealing with her own version of it. Some of her indiscretions as a supervisor on this job, and certainly, yeah, when we have this tragedy with a kid dying while out caving, yeah, this idea that running from responsibility is something that takes a toll on a person.
Yeah, like, it is. I was in the, like, the thing that Delilah says, about that guy, is that, like, he's like a war veteran with PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, him and Henry are not like, both what Henry is suffering from and what he's suffering from, and then both like what like Henry's running from and what he's running from, are like way different and way more severe.
Yes.
Like Henry is not running from the accidental death of his son. Right? Like,
Yeah.
Henry's wife is still alive. It's just that he
Mhm.
can't, like, and he shouldn't be doing this, but like he can't bring it, because also his wife, like, her family took her back to Melbourne, like,
Yes.
in Australia. So it's like she's a deeply, like, she is a convenient place to be if you just want to completely flee that responsibility,
Right.
because it's a really easy,
On the other
it's
side of
like,
the world.
yeah, it's like she's all the way, like, it's not that, like, she's not even like on the opposite coast. Like, she's a full day flight or whatever, however fucking long
Mhm.
it takes to get to Australia. Like, like, she's way out. And but like he should be with her.
Yeah.
You know, like, or certainly visit. He hasn't visited her since she went back to Australia.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, there's some level of denial there. I think there's some level of guilt that's fueling a lot of his behavior as well. And, you know, throw into that the paranoia that now strange things are happening on this job that was supposed to get you away from everything. So you could hide from all that responsibility. It's like now strange things are afoot. Someone may be tracking you. You start to find transcripts of all of your
That's
conversations
the
with
craziest
Delilah.
thing in the game. That's such a
Yes.
fun, like, yeah, once you find that.
Because we start to build up the idea that maybe there's some sort of strange government conspiracy going on here. There, you come across a government research station where it looks like they have tracking collars and they have copious notes on what's been going on in the forest, and it's just weird enough. Like, for a moment you start to ask yourself, is like, is this turning into an X-Filesy kind of situation? And that's just, again, the paranoia and the uncertainty of everything that's going on there kind of getting away from you.
It's like, it's a fun little trick that the game plays, because you don't quite, as a player, quite know, because you're like, well, it's a game,
Mhm.
so maybe there are aliens,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you don't, and so,
Or maybe
like,
I'm being experimented on in some way.
you
You know,
know,
maybe I'm getting MK Ultra'd.
and I think that's a fun, because it's also, that ties into like this feeling of isolation, because like the
Mhm.
isolation can, I mean, and that's like, it drives the father nuts, like,
Mhm.
being isolated, especially isolated with, like, because Henry needs someone to talk to.
Yes.
Like he desperately needs someone to talk to. Like he intensely needs someone to work through like everything that happened and like his feelings of guilt, but also probably feelings of inadequacy that he was unable to, because it's like in my version of the Twine thing, I had it that he tried, like he didn't take her into like a care facility, that he tried to take care of her himself, and he just absolutely was not able to do it.
Yes.
And so it's like he probably feels like a deep inadequacy. He feels guilt. He feels like, extremely lonely, because it's just also, it's like once she starts to go, then like he's already started to be alone, and so like, and then like the paranoia is like, that's a symptom of deep loneliness, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I think it can be, certainly.
Like if because it's really funny, and I know, like I was like, I've seen like some people online, and to be clear, most people love this game, but I saw some people online kind of like either disappointed with the ending, or perhaps like disappointed with, like it's like, oh, and it turned out to be this guy.
Yeah.
But there's no other way that the game could be. If
it would be awful if it turned out it was some weird conspiracy or experiment or something. If it were more than this, I think it robs everything that came before it. I mean, ultimately, is there anything scarier than the thought of being alone with your own thoughts in the first place? So it is a horror game in that regard. I mean, it's
horrible. Why do you think I listen to podcasts?
God, yeah. Oh,
why are you, the listener, listening to podcasts?
And why are you rating and reviewing them 5 stars? What's up with that? Keep doing it.
Are you afraid of being alone with your thoughts? Because I am.
Oh, absolutely. Go. Yeah. Oh, man.
I don't
Not
want
for a
like
moment.
Yuck. Ugh.
I wish that someone would come up with a cartoon mallet at bedtime and just whack me over the head. That way I don't have those few minutes as I drift off to sleep to be alone with my thoughts. I would rather be knocked unconscious with a mild concussion every night than have to listen to the things going on inside this cabeza.
Yeah, that was like, no, absolutely not. Ugh.
No, thank you.
And so,
man,
yeah, like,
you lasted this job. How long could you be Firewatchman?
How long could I do it? Because it does seem really romantic, right? Like you play the game, and the like you play the and the dad's name is Ned Goodwin, and the son's name is Brian Goodwin. That was bothering me. You play the game, and it is very like, I'm like, I could do this, and the game skips through time, and it seems like a lot of the summer where nothing's really happening is probably a good time, because it's like it kind of jumps into little, like, you have little vignettes between, like, some stuff happens at the first couple days are like full days, and the last couple days are like you spend a lot of time, and then there's just little vignettes, and one of them is like you're just sitting and watching the sunset and eating a sandwich. That seems nice.
It does. We love sandwiches here on Quest.
But here's like, here's the thing. Like, I couldn't. I live. There's a reason that I live in a bustling, massive city. Like that fantasy is very appealing to me, but just speaking for me, I couldn't. I like no anything less dense than the density of a large city is not dense enough for me.
Yeah, no, I think I could get through 6 days. I think at day 4, I would be like, I can do this. I can be here all summer. This is not a problem. And by day 6, I would, like, the way I imagine getting out of this is I intentionally fall, hurt my leg, and maybe have to be helicoptered out. That's how, like, I wouldn't quit. I would have to be evacuated for pride's sake.
So here's something. Early on in the game, Delilah asks, she's like, so what's your what are you running away from? Like she just asks you that immediately.
Yeah.
And like she comments, she's like, everybody here is hiding from something.
Yeah.
And so my question is it's like, you're not the only Firewatch tower that she's the supervisor of. So who what are the other watchtowers? Because she comments at one point, she's like, you know, I talk to you way more than I talk to the other Firewatch towers.
Like, I bet she says that to all of them.
Yeah, which absolutely. But so what are so like, all right, so Henry is running from like this horrible tragedy, and then himself, which unfortunately you can't run away from yourself unless you listen and rate and review podcasts,
or use drugs,
or just have a bunch of normal mushrooms.
Yes, if you eat enough. Here's the thing: all mushrooms are a little psychedelic. Like if you eat enough shiitake, you're going to feel something.
I was just gonna say, just saute it with a little butter, add a little pepper, serve it on top of some spaghetti. You're gonna have a great time. What you're going to feel is satisfaction.
Yeah, but too much. I mean, too much of anything is no good. You know me, all things in moderation.
But yeah, like I mean, yeah. What are the other people? Like one of them accidentally threw away a winning like big lotto ticket.
Yeah,
and is just like kind of pissed off about that. That's one of the other Firewatch towers.
One of them's probably just a guy who's like just jorking it all day.
Yeah.
And you know that's gotta be awkward when Delilah has to call into that one.
That's why she doesn't talk to that one.
What are you doing, Tom? I think you know, Delilah.
No fires over here. But there is a burning sensation.
A lot of friction, no fire.
Yeah.
I need to talk to Henry for a minute. We'll talk later. He's got this whole thing going on. He's found some sort of government research station. I don't need to hear about your deal, Tom.
And that's it. Those are the people. I had like some other ones lined up, but that was no need. Oh, brother.
It's weird that us having done this podcast. I mean, how long have we been going at this now? Like a year and a half?
A year and a half about. It's I think the first one came out on October 8th.
Yeah,
of 2024.
It's so strange that as many great ideas as we drop on here that we haven't been picked up by some studio yet to develop games. Like we clearly have a keen eye for this sort of thing, and the fact that our talent remains undiscovered. So can you imagine if they like had one of those surprise, like you log into Steam and it's, you like some game that hasn't been updated in 10 years is like, oh, it's got a patch. What's going on? And you see Firewatch downloads like an extra 500 megabytes. And the patch notes just say, it's like, we're going to find out what some of those other Firewatch towers were up to during this story. And
then a content warning. You have to be over 18.
Yeah. And we've been brought in. I mean, I guess now we're Valve employees. And
Oh,
we've written,
that's how we get in. That's how we get in.
yeah, and then we can finally work on Half-Life 3. The
Yeah.
dream that both of us always has. Two
That's
huge
what we've been
Half-Life
talking
fans.
about this whole time. That was the aim of creating
Yeah,
Quest.
and I said, what if we made a Half-Life podcast? She said, it's too on the nose.
Yeah.
They're going to sniff that out. They're going
also, half was already taken by what people put in their coffee.
That big creamer. Which is what she also calls Tom.
No! Oh, boo!
Yeah, get that one out. I don't know if we want to keep that one in.
Oh, that's staying in. Boo! Boo! Oh man, I have to. All right, before we wrap this up, I do want to call out. We talked about the graphics for this are spectacular. This looks really, really good. And I think
moody, just wonderful.
I think part of why it looks so good is that because I think this is a game that will always look good. Which and you know that can be a little tricky sometimes with like a 3D game such as this is. And I think the reason why is because it is very like lightly stylized.
Yes, absolutely.
It has like kind of this very lightly drawn, like not ostentatiously like drawn, but it looks drawn, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like full on like cell shaded, but it's definitely got that stylized approach that makes it feel a little more timeless. Like if this were all a bunch of ultra realistic muddy browns and grays and things like that, with it's not going to feel the same now as it does in this form. I mean, it's a game built to stand the test of time in that regard.
Yeah, it does a lot of very fun and impressionistic things with colors, like as mentioned, the scenes where it's all orange, or like it plays around with colors and stuff in a really cool and moody way. That where you're like, yeah, this does feel like an appealing place to run away from the wreck of your life. But unfortunately, little did you know that somebody else was also hiding from the wreck of their life there, and he's like, "Hey, get out of there! You find your own place to hide from the horrible tragedy of your life. Get the fuck out!"
That's gotta suck.
Hey, I'm doing the same thing. Go get another one.
And I've been doing this way longer than you. I've got seniority.
The funny thing about it is like he's harassing Henry, like to hide him, like to keep Henry from fighting his horrible secret, when it's very clear that Henry would not, like, if this guy just kind of kept to himself, none of this would have happened.
No. He's sown the seeds of his own undoing.
Which you can say he himself is very paranoid.
Yes. And I mean, he's definitely a cautionary tale for Henry in that regard.
Like it's like he's alone, and there's like if you read through, because you find his bunker the very end of the game, and like you see a bunch of his notes and stuff, like, and there's like he has like a log of his days, and I think he might even say this on the tape that he leaves Henry, I forget, but he's like somewhere he's like, I've read every single book. Because across the game, you'll see like there are some books in the Firewatch Tower, and then there are some books in the various like little caches across the like the part of the park that you're watching. And he's probably read everything cover to cover multiple times over 3 years with no one else around.
That part sounds kind of nice.
What, having read every book?
Well, just having, like, not being interrupted when I'm reading a book.
Oh, I see. There's also like kind of a little subplot. Do you remember this, Jess? Of like these little notes that you find of like former, I think, Rangers, I forget,
Yes,
where it's
yeah.
like where it's revealed that like there's a unrequited like gay crush on one of
Mhm.
them, and that the other one is just like, hey, let's not like that's its own. Like apparently everybody comes. I think the moral of the story is actually everyone like don't come here if you're feeling good.
No, this isn't a feel-good place. Yeah, this is
you, welcome to the woods, the place that you've come to lose yourself, but
Mhm.
unfortunately, tragically, you found yourself.
Oh, no. That's the tagline. There it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Quest, the Adventure
The
Game
Adventure
Pod.
Game
Yeah,
Podcast,
yeah. I've been Ben.
and I've Jess.
Please rate and review. Uh, give us 5 stars, etc. And uh, you don't actually, Jess. You don't even know the extent of why I'm laughing right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there's even more, which is to say. Kevin has been the who did the wonderful cover art for this, has been helping me with some of the kicker stuff on here, and he put together such a beautifully thorough document because I was like, I think I need more, Kevin. And he put together, I'm opening it up now for the first time, and he's put such a beautiful document, and it's really making me laugh.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kevin. I love this.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right, join us next week when we discuss Space Quest 4. All right. So Jess, in
Mhm.
Space Quest 4,
Yes.
the
Roger Wilco on the Time Rippers.
yeah, the big and tall clerk calls Roger's outfit the generic space hero line. Does that mean that Roger isn't wearing a uniform? Yeah.
So was this just clothing all along?
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that like dawn on your face. Like because like when I saw this question for the first time, I was like, I don't even know what this question is. And then like as I read it, I was like, oh, yeah, because she says the generic space hero line. But then that means that if he's wearing that, then wouldn't she say, oh, the standard Xenon janitorial uniform?
Great point. I mean, this raises the question, is Roger going out and shopping for space hero clothes?
Does Roger's self-image of himself, does he conceive of himself as a hero? In Space Quest 4. In 5 he does.
Dress for the job you want.